Hey YouTube, welcome back. My name's Maury and today we're discussing what's next for the Animal Crossing franchise and breaking down 3 possibilities for the next Animal Crossing release. Now this video is somewhat based on past trends and what Nintendo likely has planned, but it is of course speculation. With that said, if you enjoy discussing Animal Crossing and you're excited about the future of the franchise, be sure to leave a like and let's get to it. Now, the most obvious direction Nintendo will likely take the Animal Crossing franchise is towards a spin-off being the next release. Today we've had several spin-offs including Happy Home Designer, Amiibo Festival and of course Pocket Camp, with the latter releasing 6 years ago now. Spin-offs are often used to fill content voids and release in between mainline releases to build hype, keep franchises relevant, and even boost sales of older games. So as we approach the 4th anniversary of New Horizons, which blows my mind to say out loud, it's the perfect time for a spin-off. I've said it a bunch of times, Animal Crossing is the second best-selling Switch game, and Nintendo will probably want to try and capitalize on those 42 million sales before moving on to a new game or platform. If Nintendo decided to go this route, they'll probably focus around what New Horizons lacked with minigames and multiplayer. If they did this, I almost certainly expect to see a holiday release this year and maybe even some previews at upcoming events like Gamescom or Nintendo Live before the entire Animal Crossing fanbase has moved on, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, moving on, if an Animal Crossing spin-off isn't on the horizon, there's always the possibility of a port of an older game, which again not only fills that content void within the fanbase, but introduces millions of players to a game they never played, essentially tapping into a market without the need to completely develop an entire new game. For example, Animal Crossing on GameCube, which was the first worldwide release of the game outside of Japan, sold 2 million copies. Animal Crossing New Horizons has currently sold 42 million copies, with thousands continuing to sell every week. That's a massive 40 million Animal Crossing fans that have never experienced the original game. That's huge. And let's say half of those were down to the pandemic or players that for some reason didn't enjoy New Horizons and won't return to the franchise, that's still 20 million people that would probably purchase a retro port. It's easy money and something I'm 100% sure Nintendo has or is considering. This financial model has been backed even further recently with the release of Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 on Nintendo Switch, which are even getting a physical release later in the year. And interestingly, the 3rd time Pikmin 2 has been released on a different console. Anyway, you get the idea. This proves Nintendo are willing to revive older games and introduce them to a modern fan base that likely never experienced the original game. If Nintendo decided a port was a good idea, this honestly could release at any time with next to no announcement or promotion, but if I had to guess, I think this is something Nintendo would be inclined to release sometime in 2024 during a Nintendo Direct or something like that. Now, moving on, this leaves us with the least likely possibility of them all, a new mainline game. In the last few weeks, it's been heavily implied that the Nintendo Switch's successor, or the Nintendo Switch 2, is releasing towards the end of 2024, so in a little over a year's time. Naturally, this sparks many rumors and theories as to what the launch titles of the Switch 2 will be. So if for some reason Nintendo hold off on releasing a port and don't bother hyping the community with some kind of spin-off, which is feasible given Pocket Camp continues to be profitable, maybe they're thinking a new Animal Crossing mainline game in a year's time, and by then approaching the 5th anniversary of New Horizons, by the way, is the right direction for the franchise. Personally, I'd be very surprised if this is the direction they went. Animal Crossing has never been a launch title from what I can remember. They tend to have much larger teams and development times than other games, and given it's the second best-selling game on Switch, they may want to hold off until more people own a Switch 2 before dropping a new main line. But still, food for thought. So there we have it, 3 possibilities for what's next for Animal Crossing from the community's point of view, but what would you like to see next? Maybe you think Nintendo will drop a surprise 3.0 update or even new DLC. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you, of course, to the patrons and channel members for supporting this content, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.